This climate is a very crazy climate, man.
I trust our government.
Right.
I trust our government officials that they won't disrespect the Constitution like
However,
that. Right?
Yeah, the behavior that we have seen from Donald Jamal Trump in these last 4 years, especially here at this last moment.
That's how I take. I've always considered this coronavirus similar to a STD.
Okay.
And the fact of how
Definitely, okay, that's the hot take. Okay. Yo, what up?
What's going on, man? What's going on, my brother Fred Hampton? What's going on?
Hey, man, I am a revolutionary. Yo, man, what's up, Wade? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. How you living?
Man, I'm living. I'm living. Oh, let me welcome everybody. Hey, y'all, welcome to Be the People. We just ready to hop straight into it. I am your host. I am Lawrence W. Sanders. This is the homie LaWade, and we are your hosts tonight. We got a great show coming up. Got a lot of good content. If you are joining us, drop a comment. Let us know you here. Give you a shout out. As well as if you are driving home, please keep your hands and eyes on the steering wheel and on the road. But please, if you're with us, if you're hanging out, drop a comment. We got some cool stuff to chat about tonight. It's a lot going on in the world, man. What's up with you, Brittany? Hey, what's going on? What's up, Wade? What's up, bro?
Man, I finished watching Judas and the Messiah for the second time, right?
Oh, man, bro.
Man, dude, I swear, I just want to start a free food program for the kids.
Man, listen.
Man, 21 years old, I did not know.
Yes, bro. That was
20 younger than Biggie and Pac.
Bro, so that was the biggest inspiration for me, knowing that this man was 21.
21 years
It was
old.
like, so imagine how he lived to be at least 40 or 50.
Right. That man was, whoo, boy. And you know what? People say it'd be always one of your own when they said, oh my gosh, what's his name? Ken Steenfield's character. Oh God,
William O'Neill.
William O'Neill. Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Bill O'Neill. Yeah. So they always said it'd be one of your own, but I had to look at that in a different section, man. He was put in a predicament. He was put in a hell of a predicament. I mean, if you 5 years in prison, and I'm like, but I mean, man, you know his story after they aired it on PBS, right?
Yeah.
So
man. I mean, all the way up into his suicide, bro. Like,
bro, that's heavy, man.
Yeah,
that's heavy. You caused this revolution. Imagine that, as you said, imagine if that man was 40, 19 more years, how much that world could have changed. Free medical, man.
Yeah.
Bro,
and that's another reason, and we'll get into our show tonight. That's another reason why when people be like, well, y'all are so reliant on the government and blah 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 blah. It's like every time we try to have our own stuff.
Right. You want to talk about a hater,
right? Like,
you want to talk about a hater,
like,
right?
I mean, think about the fact, man. They were deemed as one of the most. Well, what did he say? One of the worst threats.
Yes,
to the American States,
right? To the American democracy. All they're trying to do is help the people, help their people arm themselves.
Yeah.
And then they are the worst threats, bruh. So when I hear people say that, to your point, when I hear people say, yeah, you're relying on the government, it makes me just want to say, nah, just, STFU. So,
STFU, please.
All right. Immediately, like, come on, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's again, that'll be a whole nother episode, a whole nother show. But here Be the People. Remember, it's always a call to action. We're here to educate, inform, and then also, man, after the call of action, we see the evolution that we want to see.
Right.
So with that being said, we'll get straight to it. So, I see why now a lot of Republicans had an issue with this new bill because this relief bill is giving $5 billion to farmers of color.
Correct. No, let's call it what it is. Black farmers. We're not doing that.
Black-
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Sorry.
We're not doing that.
Trying to be
We're not doing that.
correct.
There's only the absence of light, as they say by Western Dictionary,
Absolutely.
got $5 billion.
Absolutely. 5 billion.
So
5 billion. So here's just some facts. So I was reading an article from the Washington Post, and basically it says of the 10.4 billion in the American Rescue Plan that will support agriculture, approximately half will go to disadvantaged farmers, according to estimates from the Farm Bureau and industry organization. It is a fraction. However, in my opinion, I think this is low key a form of reparations. Could I be wrong?
Nah, it could be though. It could. I mean, any money from the government could be looked at as reparations, right? So, I mean, that $1,400 stimulus check. I mean, I don't get none of it. I mean, that's just my privilege and my hard work showing. So
big facts,
right? So don't get none of that. Sorry, guys.
Right.
So,
right.
But what I want to do though is I want to your reparations question. It could be looked at as for the black farmers. I want to meet a black farmer.
Oh man, right? They exist, bro.
I'm not saying they don't. I want to meet one. I want to talk to one. I want to understand exactly what is it. What do you grow? Who is your supply chain with? You know, those type of things. To be like, how does this? Like, we hear the $5 billion, right? And that $5 billion is similar to when I hear something like, I don't know, a family getting $27 million, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment too, bro. Yeah,
right. Yeah. How much of that goes to you in your pocket? And you do what you have to do with it, but how much of that really does help? Like when we hear 5 billion of black farmers, is it like them individual? Like here you go, like guy on a tractor, or is it your supply chain, they get the 5 billion. Right. So that's the questions that I just want to know, right? And if there's a black farmer that can hear my voice, please reach out to us.
Yeah, check in.
Right, just check in. I just want to know.
Check in with us. So real quick, bro. So this was an interesting fact about this loan, bro. It says many black farmers don't have a clear title to their land, and so that goes all the way back to which makes them ineligible for certain USDA loans to purchase livestock or to cover the cost of planting, and they seldom benefited from the subsidy payments or trade mitigation compensation. Check this out, bro. Here you go. Almost all of President Donald Trump's $28 billion bailout for those affected by the China trade war went to white farmers.
Correct. I read that too. I was
it was a trade war that he caused. Right? It was a trade war that he caused. And then when he paid out the 28 bunch of dollars, gazillion dollars, it went
to the presence of light, according to Webster's dictionary. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the heck? Like, but taking it one step back, because Donald doesn't live rent free in my mind. Them 5 billies, some five bills. I'm like, they don't own land, which then had me think, yo, how are you farming? So you renting out the land to farm?
Yo, it's almost like modern day sharecropping.
It's like a house. Like, for example, like you don't own the plot. Like if you buying a brand new house, right? You gotta rent the plot of land. You don't own it because you're still paying property taxes on it. So it's just, it wasn't black farmers when they did.
What's up? Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Why Wood Small? Okay, welcome. Okay. Shantae, what's up? Chef Shahana's in the house. We catching up on saying hey to everybody. Kendrick said, hey, Shantae, what's going on?
They called it a bailout. They called it a bailout for called it a bailout for the white folks. And I'm sorry, for the presence of light, and for those of the absence of light, it's reparations. We call it reparations because it's something that they feel like they are owed from the government.
Right.
Therefore, right, because to be honest with you, Biden did not. I repeat the word, highlight, bold, underline, italicize, did not have to give this $5 billion. Right. So because Trump didn't have to either. He didn't have to give to the white folk. I'm sorry, to the presence of light, but he did to European Americans. But he did.
He did.
So it's not about the name. Sorry, it's not about the name that we call it. It's about the action that they do with it. And I'm just trying to find somebody to understand exactly from the black farmer's perspective, who don't own their land, who don't own their crops, who don't own their you don't own your crops, you don't own your farm animals. Like I would love to own I would love to eat black meat. I would love to eat meat from a black farmer, right? Pause.
I mean,
Right. I would, yeah. So yeah,
oh
you take it from there.
no!
Right, you take it from
there. Demetrius, what's up? Yes,
Oh,
I mean it would be good to have product from the land of a black planter, of a black farmer. It would be great. But the fact that, again, we talk about the disparity gap, we talk about equity and equality. This is something that's been going on for a long time. We here in the city, we fight for so much, so many, things that we don't necessarily, it affects our livelihood, but not like being a farmer.
right.
Not like owning land. And I mean, we start getting to like, Monsanto. I don't know if you know much about them,
No,
but I
sir.
mean, they have patents on the very seeds that they plant. You know what I'm saying? So
Ooh.
it's like, I'm sure you
Seeds
probably have. Yeah.
that plant.
Yes.
Chef Shahana. Yes, ma'am.
Thank
We
you,
took
ma'am. So appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. So we work for spices.
Yes,
So
very good.
check her out. She worked. She got some great spices. We are like the Spanish going to India, but accidentally coming over here.
Man.
So,
man, that's sweet and what is it? Sweet and spicy. I
right.
put that on some eggs this morning, man. It makes.
Oh, you put it on some eggs this morning, bruh. Right.
It makes them egg whites just so much more enjoyable, man. It's good stuff, bro.
That was privilege talking. Them egg whites more
Anyway,
enjoyable. That was privilege talking.
No, but I use brown eggs. So
again, the privilege talking. The brown eggs, sir. You do not find those at Walmart, sir. You go to the organic store.
Man, I support the local market. So real quick, so Derek Chauvin. So as we know, one of the guys who were responsible for murdering a black man on national television has now been afforded a trial. And as of right now, I believe they are still in the mix. They're still making opening arguments, as well as they are trying to pick a jury.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, being an American citizen, you have the right to a trial or a jury by the jury of your peers, right?
Yes.
I do want to pay I want to point something out, and I want to see if maybe some of our other people who are watching or listening, I want y'all to see something. So, as of right now, they have 9 total current seated jurors.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so juror number 2 is a white male in his 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Juror number 9 is a multi-mixed race female in her 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Juror number 19 is a white male in his 30s. Juror number 20 is a white male in his 30s. Juror number 27 is a black male in his 30s. Juror number 36 is a Hispanic male in his 20s. Juror number 44 is a white female in her 50s. Juror number 52 is a black male in his 30s. And juror number 55 is a white female in her 50s. So as of right now, they have 9 seated. They need a total of 14, which is basically 12 with 2 on standby.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm looking at this list. Yes, I did see that, Sharetta. Yes, one was, so they still have to find a juror to replace that person.
Well, shout out to her for that one.
Yes. So here's something that I found very interesting as I'm looking at this list. And if y'all saw something that was kind of weird or something very interesting, but I'm looking at, and it's specified, it says self-identified race, gender, and decade of age information for current seated jurors, right? So this is what they classify as.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everybody on this list, there was not one black woman.
It's crazy, right? That's
wonder why that would be an issue. Why is there not of the women? If we were to judge this by ethnicity, it's primarily white. There's 1 mixed individual, 1 Hispanic, 2 black males.
So I'm thinking from the woman's perspective. Remember, he called out his mother.
Bingo. Bingo.
So that's where they
Bingo.
will hit the soul. But
Bingo.
also, what I'm curious about is how can anybody be impartial during this case, especially with all the rioting, the protesting, etc., so forth that went on in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Them being announced that they got 27, the family getting $27 million, which after lawyer fees, taxes, all that good stuff. The absence of light wins again. Or
Once again.
absence of light wins again. And so then I'm just thinking, I'm like, so then they got the black males. What I'm curious about is those black males, what do they do? What jobs do they have?
Because they're 30. They're 30 years old, so
They're
that means they're
30 years.
millennial. They're millennials. So
Correct.
if you look at the gap, so you have to pay attention to
Correct.
the ethnicity and the age gap. So 30-year-old millennials are still kind of like, well, why racism? Like, it's not that. Can't be that.
Right.
We've had multiple
Correct.
people on the show who are 30-year-old black males who are like, oh, there's no such thing as racism.
There you go. Shout out to Tim Scott there. So Dr. Ben Carson.
We take our payment in spices, please.
Exactly, right. So I sat back and I thought about it. I was like, yo, I'm not a defense attorney at all. Not by the least, right? Or even a prosecutor at the least. But I sat back and said, could I be impartial during this trial? And I would look and I watched that case, right? And I'm just like, and it's hard. It's hard to sit back and say he shouldn't have. Yes.
Yes.
He shouldn't
and I'll explain that real quick, Shantae, when
correct.
You get to it. Yeah.
That shouldn't have complied, that he could have been relaxed, that he could have been a little bit more chilled. And they can sell him on the fact that he was agitated and he wasn't calming down. Mm-hmm. And then somebody of that mindset, when I asked about how those black men, the reason why I asked about the black men is because, that can be them, right? Is how do they sit down and just say, well, yeah, if he just was calm, he'd be alive, right? Versus just saying, that could be me. And that's what I think the defense is going to do. They're going to not attack the black men, but kind of play to the heartstrings of the black men.
Absolutely.
But to the prosecutor, I think they're going to go they're going to play the opposite way. They're going to play to those white men and say, hey, look how big he is.
Right.
Look how... He could have been you. Derek Chauvin could have been you. You could be him. Remember, a police officer has a very difficult occupation.
Right.
I didn't say job. I said occupation. They have a very difficult career. Right. They have so he was new and he was training. And there was a lot of pressure. And it was, what did you guys do? Don't you guys do that pressure? Trust me.
Right. And I agree. I agree with Chef Shahana. That's another reason, like black, I always talk about black women, man. Like I love listen, man. They are magically delicious. I love black women. Shout out to listen. If you're around a black woman, stop and hug a black woman, high five her. If it's your wife, smack on the butt, give her something real good.
Right.
It don't matter.
But you can't file sexual harassment. But
right.
Wait, no, we're gonna get canceled. I'm sorry, we can't say that.
Pause. Time out.
Shout out to my homie, Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head
I'm a canceled homie.
But like the fact that like they have such a nurturing nature.
Yes.
And I'm sure they're going to play that video in court. I am certain they are going to play that video in court. And
they are.
Just understanding the fact that they have the ability to connect with their child, with their son, with their children. That would be a tough sell. That would be a tough sell. And I feel like they are purposely like, listen, we got to keep black women. The only woman of any of color was declared to be mixed.
So what was she mixed with?
It doesn't say.
So
it doesn't say. It just says she was mixed, multi-mixed race. So she could be white and Puerto Rican. She could be, Mexican and Arabic. She's just mixed. And if it's a black person, the list says black male, white female, white male. So it would behoove the prosecution, or the defense, because the defense is defending Chauvin, to not allow black women to sit on that panel, which sucks.
Absolutely.
Because I would think that this case would be open and closed. I mean, literally, like it's pretty simple. I mean, especially with everything that we saw and the the privilege of white people.
Oh,
Speaking of the privilege of white people,
the privilege.
has anybody seen the video of the Karen who was at the bank here in Texas? Who
Galveston, Texas. Man,
yeah.
it's
You know, so
y'all beating out Florida, man. I'm so happy for that.
listen,
I'm so happy
I
y'all
don't
beating
think
out Florida.
I don't think we'll ever beat
Y'all
out
will
Florida,
not.
bro.
No,
I
y'all
mean,
will not. But takes us out the news for a little bit. So
yeah, I'm with you, man.
I saw the video. You know what? I'm tired. You know what? Don't wear your mask. I don't care. It just makes it easier for me to live better. Just population control, right? Just she came in that bank and I'm not gonna wear a mask. The entitlement of this woman, right? And I'm going to highlight this. Blue Lives Matter. The cop did a phenomenal job.
Yo, shout out, bro. I think
The cop did a wonderful job.
And he did it with joy in his heart, and I'm sure he had a smile on his face.
Back to blue.
Yo,
yes.
Back to blue matters.
Right. It mattered at that moment. It was like she came in and she even called out police brutality.
Bro.
And people are like, no, it's not.
Bro, and so Black Twitter went to work. Man, she was like, police brutality. And everybody in the room was like, nah, fam.
Nah.
Like, no. Like, not even a little bit. Like,
right.
Like, no. Like, you tripping. Police brutality?
Right.
Like, and it's funny because you can kind of hear in the cop's voice, it's almost kind of like he was laughing. Like,
right. He was like, what?
He was like chuckling. And it's like, this is what we have to deal with. We have to deal with the arrogance and the ignorance of people. Listen, if you do not want to wear your mask, I am just asking, please stay home. Please stay home. Just because we can do it, don't necessarily mean you should do it.
Correct. And so what people tend to forget is they said, all right, so the governor, good man, he said, all right, no mask mandate, right? But private
Hot Wheels.
Right, but private institutions
right.
can still enforce no shirt, no shoes, no mask, no service.
Yes, sir.
So please don't think that what you get confused with from the outside goes on the inside, because restaurants, they can choose to move forward with it, banks, etc. So you have to comply, and if you do not comply with those rules, you are trespassing. You are putting others at danger.
Danger, right? You might as well just walk in with a gun openly in the place.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean it's.
So while you coming in there, and here's the thing, she was doing a bucket list trip from across the country. So basically,
all the Corona with her.
Right? You just got it in there. You just smelling like Corona. You just coming in there, and people looking at you like, yo. And she was asked to put on a mask, bro. Yes. So that's like somebody coming in your house. You want putting on a mask? No.
You gotta go.
Right. Oh, okay. That's cool.
She said this is police brutality, and I'm just like,
police. Like, she obviously doesn't know what police brutality is. She obviously doesn't know. For an older lady like her, she does not know. She was talking that they love talk. I'm not even gonna put them in the same category. But here, for all them little conservatives that you see on Instagram and the those that are on the news that talk about, oh, I'm not gonna wear a mask. Don't wear it. Just catch it and die. Just please, just do us a favor.
Right.
Just because it makes my life easier. It makes my life easier. I hope that one goes viral. It really makes my life. You know what? It's like having an STD that's just get
it. There's the STD. Yeah, it is right.
There it is.
Like,
it's like that intro.
Right. Just going wrong. Just listen. Do your thing. Do your thing. I feel like we have enough information at this point to know like what's going on and what's up. Correct. So real quick in this afternoon segment of But Did You Die?
Right. Did you die? But did you die?
But did you die? So a very famous gospel artist who is from actually my city where I was born and raised. He was from the South Side. I was from Stop 6, Eastwood area. But Kirk Franklin. There's a video of him cussing the hell out of his son. Not his child. That is his son.
That is his son. That is his
33-year-old son, Kerrion.
His adult son.
Right. And so for those who missed it, Kerrion decided to record a portion of a conversation that he and his father had, and decided to, I guess, I don't know if he was trying to exploit him. I don't know, but I don't think that was a good move because like his record sales have increased.
Bruh, yeah, I'm not gonna front you. I did kind of stream some
Right.
because you know what? He did exactly because everybody knows in that black church there's always that person, right? He never claimed to be perfect. He never
told us that.
My man did exactly. It was refreshing to see,
Man,
right, or to hear, right?
It did my heart good, man.
Right, man, because it was like, all right. So here for the background, number one, for the son, that was a female dog move, right? It was a really female dog move.
It was.
And then two, remember, like, so he's talking to him, he's going, everybody's like, oh, what was the context? Damn the context. From what we can hear, for 1 second, right? Kirk Franklin goes off, right? And then you hear the son say, do it then. And then you hear F you or something, like the son says something, and that's what Kirk Franklin said. I will break your neck if you disrespect me like that.
And he sounded like Pinky when he did it, bro.
Oh, man, who you?
It was good, bro. Like it was really good. Like
Kirk Franklin did not need to apologize for nothing. That what when you say his street, because every parent knows that.
Yes.
Every church parent, everybody knows that. Like you gonna disrespect somebody.
Yo, and it's been like that for a while, bro. Like,
bro, that ain't no first time disrespect.
No, and I know this, and I'm not gonna say personally, but just growing up and being around it, like there's always been beef between him and Kerrion. Like it's always been beef there. I'm talking about from back in the gap, it's been beef between him and his son. Really more so, and I understand. No parent is perfect. I get that. I understand being a 32-year-old male. Listen, I push my dad's buttons all the time because I found out, to an extent, I'm just like him. And as an adult, listen, you're an adult, you make adult decisions. So here's one thing that I hate about all of this. I hate the fact that he wasn't an adult and people are labeling this dude as a child.
Yeah,
he's not a kid. And at first when I heard it, people were
shout out to Ryan Lockley.
Right.
Shout out to Ryan Lockley.
like when I first heard it, it was like, yeah, Kirk Franklin is cussing out his kid. Like cussed out his kid. I'm like, whoa, wait. He cussed out his kid? Like, whoa. Right. Like, and I was like, no, it can't be Kerrion. Because Kerrion's he's an adult.
Right.
He is an adult. And lo and behold, it was on Kerrion's page. I was like, he cussed out his grown man son.
So what we take that as, what I listened to is he had a conversation with his son that his son apparently wasn't listening to the nice words, so his son had to hear the other words.
Ooh, Tamazon, I want to address that real quick. Hopefully we got some time.
Oh, what's that? What happened? I can't see nothing. Oh, it's weird that black parents think that they can say anything to their child, and the child should say, oh my God. Okay, let me hit. Yes, thank you, Tam. Great job. Yeah, we should.
Doors open.
We should, right? We should. So here we go, right? First off, right? I have a 4-year-old. My 4-year-old is a gorgeous specimen. My 4-year-old will grow into a teenager. She will grow into an adult, but my 4-year-old did not get mixed up, will not say anything out the corner of her mouth. To me, that's disrespectful. And it's the thing is that we try to be their friends and we try to be their accomplices. First is it understanding that we are the gatekeeper, we are the protector, we are the financial providers, we are everything to them. They feel entitled. Hey, guess what? She lives rent-free, okay? Kids live up to 18 rent-free in their parents' home, okay? Sometimes they graduate, go to college, come back, guess what? Living rent-free. So hell yeah. Right, my parents could say anything because when I graduated from college, I came home, I lived for a couple months. Right, guess what? I have a choice of not listening. When my father said, "Why the hell are you still in my house?"
I have a choice to stay.
Right, I have a choice to stay, or I had a choice to leave. Guess what I did? I stayed because I humbled myself. Right, so real easy than that.
So here's my take to this, and because this is the final thoughts, and I think this should be a follow-up conversation, and I'm definitely willing to have this conversation. It's two things, and the statement was, it's weird that Black parents think they can say anything to their child and their child should just take it. I agree with that, because generationally as a culture, sometimes that is a thing. I definitely agree. I agree, especially among like church families. It's like, oh, I'm gonna say what I want to and you take it. I get that, but it's different when you ask for it. It's different when we've gotten to this point and then like you're still not understanding. And so like again, like I was that kid, and to be truthfully honest, like I was kicked out the house. Literally, like I was kicked out the house. The question is, but did you die?
Right.
So
or did they take your glasses when they kicked you out the house?
No, and it comes from a perspective of this. If you are going to be an adult, my dad used to say this to me all the time. It's hard for adults to live together. It's hard for adults to coexist together. So, sometimes as an adult, as a man, you got to go do your own thing, man. Like as a dude, you have to do your own thing. As a man, you know what? This is how my dad is. I've tried to do this. I've tried to do this. At that point, it's what it is. And I'm not trying to extort my dad for money. Like when we really get down to the facts and the details, that's what it is. And again, it would be different if this was an isolated incident, but this is not an isolated incident. There's history here. And for those who know, from people from Fort Worth, from the South Side, Stop 6, Eastwood, and who've always been there from jump, talking about like Kirk Franklin in the Family Days and God's Property and Revolution and all of that. Yo, we know. And so when we saw it, it's kind of like, nah, that nigga tripping, bro. No, you can do what you, but it's like nobody's counseling Kirk. Nobody's gonna counsel Kirk. So, but anyways, that's the show. Thank y'all for joining. We love y'all so much. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment. We may pick this up next week and talk about it. I don't know. It ain't political. We may try to find like a loophole. I don't know, but don't matter. But remember, we love y'all. Peace.